2 years after their quiet but emotionally heavy divorce, Grammy-winning country star Maren Morris and singer-songwriter Ryan Hurd are once again standing on the same creative ground, not as husband and wife, but as musicians. The news has sent a wave of curiosity, nostalgia, and speculation through the music world. For fans who once admired them as one of country music's most authentic couples, this reunion feels both unexpected and deeply symbolic. When Maren Morris and Ryan Hurd announced their separation in 2023, it marked the end of a love story that many believed was rooted in songwriting, mutual respect, and shared dreams. Their divorce was not surrounded by scandal or public accusations, but it still left a noticeable emotional gap, especially for fans who had followed their journey from co-writers to partners and then to parents. Now in 2026, the idea that they are collaborating again musically raises a bigger question. Can art outlive love? And perhaps more importantly, can music become a bridge after heartbreak rather than a reminder of it? A love that began with lyrics. Before they were ever romantically linked, Maren Morris and Ryan Hurd were simply two talented songwriters navigating Nashville's demanding music scene. Their first collaboration dates back to 2013, when they co-wrote songs that blended emotional honesty with modern country sensibilities. It was during these early sessions that a natural chemistry emerged, not flashy, not forced, but quietly powerful. Their romantic relationship grew out of shared creativity. They understood each other's artistic frustrations, career pressures, and emotional vulnerabilities in a way few outsiders could. When they married in 2018, it felt less like a celebrity wedding and more like a celebration of partnership, two equals choosing to walk the same road: marriage, motherhood, and musical distance. After marriage, both artists continued to grow, but not always in the same direction. Maren Morris's career skyrocketed globally. She expanded beyond traditional country, embracing pop, soul, and socially conscious themes. Her voice became not just musical, but cultural. Ryan Hurd, meanwhile, focused on songwriting and solo projects that remained closer to Nashville's traditional roots. In 2020, the couple welcomed their son, a moment that brought immense joy but also new challenges. Parenthood reshaped priorities, schedules, and emotional energy. Maren later hinted in interviews that balancing motherhood with a demanding touring schedule took a toll, while Ryan spoke subtly about learning to redefine himself beyond family roles. Although they never publicly criticized each other, fans began noticing fewer joint appearances and collaborations. The silence, in retrospect, spoke louder than words. The divorce that wasn't loud, but was deep. Their divorce announcement came without drama, accusations, or public bitterness.
She made me feel cherished.
In joint statements, both emphasized respect, co-parenting, and privacy. Yet the emotional weight was undeniable. For Maren, the separation later became part of her artistic processing. Her post-divorce music carried themes of self-rediscovery, boundaries, and emotional resilience.
Standing at the pulpit that day,
Ryan Hurd, on the other hand, retreated slightly from the spotlight, focusing on songwriting and personal healing. Insiders at the time suggested that while the decision was mutual, it was far from easy. The shared history, personal and professional, made a clean break impossible. So why music again? According to sources close to both artists, the decision to collaborate again was not impulsive. It reportedly began with casual conversations about music, not the past, not the marriage, but melodies, lyrics, and unfinished ideas from years ago. Music, after all, was the foundation of their connection long before romance entered the picture. Industry insiders suggest that both artists reached a point of emotional maturity where they could separate personal history from creative respect. The new collaboration is said to be intentional, limited, and deeply reflective, not an attempt to recreate what once was, but to acknowledge what still exists creatively, what the new music represents. Those familiar with early recordings from the sessions describe the songs as raw but restrained, emotional without being accusatory. There is no dramatic retelling of divorce, no lyrical blame. Instead, the themes reportedly revolve around growth, distance, shared memories, and the complicated beauty of knowing someone deeply, even after letting them go. This makes the collaboration stand out in a music industry that often sensationalizes breakups. Rather than exploiting their history, Maren and Ryan appear to be honoring it, carefully. Fans react,
his voice
hope,
trembling
curiosity,
with emotion.
And boundaries. Fan reaction has been mixed but intense. Some listeners express hope that this musical reunion signals emotional healing and maturity.
Challenging moments,
Others worry
offering
it may reopen
guidance,
wounds or blur boundaries that took years to establish. On social media, many fans emphasize one point repeatedly.
Welcome
this does
to
not
Hollywood.
mean reconciliation, and both artists have been clear, directly and indirectly, that this collaboration is professional, not romantic. Still, the emotional connection in their voices, especially when harmonizing, is impossible to ignore. That intimacy, once romantic, now feels reflective, almost like two people acknowledging a shared past without needing to relive it. Co-parenting and mutual respect. One key factor that made this collaboration possible is their commitment to healthy co-parenting. Sources say Maren and Ryan have spent the last 2 years building a respectful, stable dynamic for their child. Communication improved, emotional boundaries became clearer, and trust was rebuilt, not as spouses but as partners and parents. That foundation of respect reportedly spilled back into their creative relationship. In a way, making music together again became a symbol of how far they've both come emotionally. The industry's perspective. From an industry standpoint, this collaboration is both risky and powerful. Music executives understand the public interest surrounding former couples, but they also recognize the danger of turning genuine artistry into gossip fuel. So far, Maren and Ryan have resisted promotional tactics that exploit their divorce. There are no dramatic interviews, no emotional teasers, no cryptic social media posts. The music is being allowed to speak for itself, a rare move in today's attention-driven culture. Is this a one-time thing? Sources suggest this is not a long-term reunion or a full joint album, at least not yet. Instead, the collaboration is being approached as a creative chapter, not a new beginning or continuation of the past. Both artists remain focused on their individual careers. Maren continues to evolve sonically and culturally, while Ryan is reportedly working on deeply personal solo material. Their paths intersect briefly, intentionally, and then continue forward. A bigger message about healing. Beyond the headlines, this story carries a larger message about adulthood, emotional growth, and the complexity of human relationships. Not every breakup has to end in bitterness. Not every shared history has to be erased. Maren Morris and Ryan Hurd are showing that it is possible, though not easy, to transform pain into understanding and understanding into art. Their collaboration doesn't rewrite their past. It doesn't deny the reasons they separated. Instead, it acknowledges that love can change forms, from romance to respect, from partnership to parallel path. Final thoughts. 2 years after divorce, Maren Morris and Ryan Hurd making music together again is not a fairy tale reunion, nor is it a publicity stunt. It is something far more nuanced, a reflection of maturity, boundaries, and creative honesty. In an industry that thrives on extremes, this quiet, thoughtful collaboration feels refreshingly real. It reminds listeners that while relationships may end, meaningful connections don't always disappear. Sometimes they simply evolve. And for fans, the music offers something rare, not closure, not drama, but truth, layered, imperfect, and beautifully human. 2 years after their quiet divorce, Grammy-winning country singer Maren Morris and songwriter Ryan Hurd are once again joining forces, this time in the studio. Fans who followed their love story and musical partnership were surprised but intrigued by the news. While their marriage ended in 2023, both artists